Hey there, this is my garden. I am always up for a new experiment in gardening the most natural way possible, most organic, no chemical sprays. I do all my weeding by hand. Need to get back on that. And so on. Anything, minimal human interference to grow healthy, delicious food in my backyard. And this plot is not very big, but it's about 15 feet long. And I get a fair amount of food from this garden. But what I wanted to show you today is this tomato plant. And actually it's two tomato plants. But I'm experimenting this year with growing them unstaked. No trellises, no cages, no stakes. And so one day, that wasn't my first plan. My intention was not to grow them without stakes or cages, but got a little lazy, didn't buy them when I had the chance. And anyway, I planted 5 of them. 2 of them died. Then we had a really bad rainstorm, and these 2 fell over. So I noticed when they fell over that they were bending upward. As you can see, it's bent right there and shooting up, sending up these upward facing stalks. And so I thought to myself, well, in an effort to put as little human interference in its survival, what would a tomato plant do if in a heavy rainstorm, if humans had nothing to do with it? And what would they do in the wild? And the answer is this. So as you can see, this is the main stalk, and it's sending off roots. And tomato plants, even stalked ones, they will send off roots, but the roots typically never reach the ground, so they're kind of just hanging there. And so at this point, they'll probably have a better chance of reaching the ground and adding stability and nutrition to the plant. But it's sprawling. This plant, because it's not been staked, because when I stake them, they grow upward, but they don't grow as big. And this, because it's had the chance to stretch out, is stretching beyond belief. So it's clearly taking up half of this garden plot. But of note, they're healthier than I've ever seen my tomato plants before. I'm no professional, but it's looking thicker, it's looking like it has more leaves, and it just looks like it's overall giving itself better support than it would have if I were trying to stake it for support. So of note, I've put mulch down, so I'm hoping that will guard against what you might think would happen to a fallen over tomato: rot, pests, mold, that sort of thing. Yes, this mulch is store-bought and not the most natural. I would like to experiment with some more natural mulches. I've started a compost pile, and I typically lay out dry leaves. But in any event, this year I wanted to see if this plant could just handle things on its own without my help. And the answer so far is yeah. So this is the fruit, and these tomatoes are very small, but one day will be beefsteak size. So it remains to be seen whether this plant will be able to handle such large, juicy fruit. At that point, when it does grow bigger, I can give an update on that. But as of right now, I'm thinking no more steaks, right? This is the way to go.